What do those successful creators do differently than you? First, they create content people actually want to watch. Second, they make titles and thumbnails that make people want to actually click, not just the pretty ones. And third, they understand their audience and their unique value proposition. So what does all those means? Let's break them down. So first, how to create content people actually want to watch. So many people who start their YouTube channel by copying those successful YouTubers. You might be thinking why those viral video ideas doesn't work for me. My title is similar to theirs, and my content is kind of like theirs, and although may not as good, but I did everything that is like their style. I imitate them as much as I could, but how come my video doesn't get any views? Well, actually, those successful creators, they don't start their journey by creating those videos. They work their way up to those stage. Take Ali Abdel, for example. He didn't start his YouTube channel by creating those viral video about how to grow your YouTube channel, because he didn't actually have a very large amount of audience, and he doesn't have the authority to talk about these things. And so do you. You need to stand in the perspective of your audience. So let's say you are scrolling on YouTube and you saw a title is like how to actually grow your YouTube channel, but you click on the video and you saw that the YouTuber only has less than 100 followers. Then what would you do? You will actually click away, because you know this guy doesn't have what it takes to talk about this kind of stuff. If I want to watch this kind of video, I will only watch those who have millions amount of followers. Then they will know what they're talking about. So what should you do instead? You should talk about something that you have authority of. Like in the first part of the video, you should talk about your past experience, what kind of skill you have learned, and how you are qualified enough to talk about these things. Like if you want to talk about how to overcome procrastination, then you might want to start a video by what kind of person that you used to be like, and how you postpone doing something important like every time, but after a certain amount of period you use some method to overcome something, and now you are like what kind of persons, and how you're going to introduce the method to the audience so that they can apply the same method to overcome this difficulty that you have experienced and overcome in the past. But what if you say you don't have any skill, you don't have anything that is valuable to teach? Like you are an Uber driver, you are just a college student, you don't have any work experience, you don't know how to make money. So you can actually talk about something that you are very interested to learn more about. So take me, for example. I'm unemployed, by the way. So I don't have anything that is very valuable to teach, and I thought the only reason that people might want to watch my video is to share everything I learned from all these valuable videos. If I watch some video that is long enough and dissect everything that I learned from it and condense all the information and talk about how I want to apply those methods in my own way, so people who is kind of in my same situation might want to watch my videos, because they are in the same stage. They might want to see how I apply those methods, and they might want to watch a shorter version of video about how some people as a beginner learn from those great YouTubers about how to grow their YouTube account. And you might want to follow me just because you want to see if I can grow my YouTube account using this kind of method. Because we are all in a similar stage, and you might want to compete with me. You might want to see how I end up after using this method and applying those skills that I have learned. And if you see that I'm still struggling and haven't made any progress in the future, then you will know what kind of mistake that I have made, and you will know what to avoid. But if you see that I'm making great progress, then you will know which step that I has taken that is right, and you might want to do the same. So if you are a beginner, act like a beginner. Don't pretend to be a master because you can't. Beginners actually follow others beginner on YouTube. All you need to do is share about everything that you have learned along the journey, and you need to document your journey to show everybody what kind of progress you have made and what kind of things that you have learned and what kind of mistake that you have made, so that you can educate those who are 1 or 2 steps behind of you. And then after you gain more followers, you become more successful, you gain a lot of more authority in your field, then you can gradually evolve to that stage where you talk about something with more certainty, something like how I grow my YouTube account to 1,000 subscribers within 6 months, how I become successful, and how I earn this amount of money in this amount of time. Another common mistake for beginners is that they spend too much hours into working on the same videos. It doesn't really mean that if you work so many hours, you will produce the better videos. Take Ruri, for example. She said one of her videos, she spent 2 or 3 weeks in order to make it more perfect. But it was one of the worst video that she had made. And one of her viral video, she spent like almost 5 minutes instead. So why is it different? Why is that she can spend 5 minutes to make a video that can outperform a video that she spent weeks? This is because if you spend too much time on working on something, you will focus on the thing that is less important. But if you has a time limit, you need to force yourself to complete this within an hour or even less time. Then you will be forced to only complete the task that is most important, only do those work that is the most valuable. You wouldn't be obsessed over all the little details in the video editing, which doesn't make much difference. So the takeaway here is to really think about when you work for 1 hour or whatever time you use to make one video, which sort of task that produce the most amount of value, and which task will spend a lot of time but doesn't add much value to those videos. And once you identify those, you need to remove all the tasks that doesn't add a lot of value but spend a lot of time, and only focusing on those most important ones. This reminds me of another video from Ali Abdel in which he talked about how he boosts his productivity for making YouTube video for over 10 times. So in that video, he talk about the importance of outsourcing your video editing job to another person. And this is so important because video editing is so time consuming and energy taking, but it's not about creative work. It doesn't add so much value, and it can totally be done by another person. You don't actually need to do it, and he even recommend us to outsource it as soon as possible. I think if we are still a beginner, we haven't even made any money yet, so it's better for us to make the video editing very simple and don't take a lot of time. And once we start earning some profit to it, then we can make it more complicated by outsourcing the video editing to another person. The most important skill here is content creation, is writing script or recording a video, voiceover. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense for us to spend so much time on editing the video and improve this skill, since we are going to outsource it to other person in the future, and this is definite. Another way to greatly reduce your time of making video is to write the bullet point instead of write the whole video script and read it word for word. I've actually been applying this method for my recent video and I find it extremely helpful. In the first few videos, I actually write a video script and read it word for word and it sounds horrible. It just sounds like someone is reading a script and it's extremely boring. And I still need to record it for a few times for the same passage because I would make some mistake while reading it for the first 1 or 2 times. So it still take a lot of time to record the voiceover, even if you have the entire script written out. But the script writing is extremely boring and it takes so much time and it just doesn't come out that efficient and perform very good. But if you just talk through the bullet point, you will be terrible at first, that's a guarantee, but you will become much better at it and it will save you a lot of time in the future. And once you want to talk in front of the camera, you will be able to. So now let's go back to Ruri's recommendation of how to grow your YouTube channel. Another great advice from her is to upgrade your audio advice. This is so important because people might watch a video if it doesn't have a very clear image, but people will immediately click out if the audio is terrible and they can't even hear what you say. So the first big investment for you is to buy a very good audio device to record your voiceover, and you would greatly improve the video quality overall. So finally, let's talk about the mindset. All those great YouTubers, their first video are terrible, just like us. And if you filtered all their video by the oldest one, you can look at those videos. They are terrible. But still some of them might be good and because they might hide some embarrassed video because of and you can even say that the mindset is the most important difference between us and them, and they are willing to look stupid in the public. They are willing to release those terrible video and still keep practicing in front of the audience. And if we feel so ashamed that we don't even want to release our videos, or because we just didn't get any views or feedback at the beginning, even though we know it's almost unavoidable circumstances for everyone at the beginning stage, then we won't be able to last. Simple as that. My name is Aiden. I will be talking about YouTube growth and how to make money online in the future. So if you want to watch more of this, please subscribe and I will see you in the next one.